Hey guys, this is SoulRag333 with another review of a very old Transformers Takara Tomy Cybertron Bluestreak. This is the Henkei version, and I just realized I never did a review on this guy, and better late than never. And here he is with the original box. I think it says Bluestreak in there somewhere. C10, Takara Tomy Cybertron. Here's the back art. I actually still have some of these Henkei figures. I still have Optimus, Bumblebee, Megatron, and Astro Train. I used to have the Seekers, but I sold those now that we have the current Voyager figures. And I used to have Ironhide and Ratchet, sold those when I got the iGear set of figures, and then sold the iGear set of figures now that we have the current Studio Series figures. I never bought the other ones. I never bought Rodimus, Jetfire, Sideswipe, Sunstreaker, Prowl. I thought the US versions were fine. These were barely any better, so I thought, I would just get the US version. I do have Henkei Smokescreen, and this is back when it was easily worth buying these Henkei figures. They were 24 bucks, the deluxe wares. Yeah, and this is back in 2007. I don't know when the classics line officially began, but I started collecting the movie figures. I bought Bumblebee and Barricade, and it was the first Transformers figures that I purchased since childhood. And man, did that start a thing. I wonder how much richer I'd be if I never started collecting. Probably would have collected other stuff, I don't know. And I saw the classics figures, and I wasn't thrilled with them. I didn't think they looked good. But it was after I started customizing the movie figures that I looked into the classics figures again. And then I started buying them up to paint them in their G1 color schemes. And then I saw that in Japan they were selling these classics figures in their G1 color schemes. And if I could just buy one that already looks nice, I would rather own an official figure that already looks G1 than paint one. And that's when I got the Henkei figures. And yeah, they look very nice. Here's the classics Bluestreak, and it's weird. In this case, I do like the classics better than the Henkei. I like darker color schemes. I bought this one hoping to do some part swapping, but none of the part swap that I want to do worked. I was hoping to put the chrome piece onto him, and but yeah, it's impossible to remove this piece here. It's pinned in the way that you just can't do it. I guess I could have swapped the chromed weapons, but at that point I didn't want to, so I left them alone. So in my head canon, this is Bluestreak, and that's Silverstreak. And I did show this trio in my Earthrise video, as well as the Masterpiece, but like I said, I never did a review comparing these two. And here are the other two. So there's my Henkei smoke screen and Pro. And I just watched a video talking about QC issues, and I never realized these had issues. The paint is has faded a little bit, but this thing is what, over 15 years old? I don't remember when the classics came out. Let's say around 2007. This probably came out after that. But other than it faded a little bit, this still looks good. I don't have any figures of mine that have yellowed or have cracked rubber wheels. None of my figures have that issue, so it sucks to see that other collectors have to deal with that, but I guess I'm just lucky. I don't have any of that. I wonder if it is a climate thing, because I've never seen it. So there they are, looking very nice. And the reason I'm showing this is I am trying to trim down my collection, so I am going to sell my Henkei Bluestreak. I thought about selling all 4 of them, but I like the classics line too much to, part with them. I also like how these two scale together now that we have a Voyager Seeker. I think that looks really cool. I think this is fine too, but I think that looks better. So I do want to keep my classics figures. And rolls very nice, pinned wheels. And to transform him, this is a pain. I just never liked how these side pieces come off like this. Weapon storage. Unfold the legs. Bring down the feet. Can unfold the heels. Separate. And I don't know how much of that was out of focus, but oh well. Then bring out the arms. And I hate this part because I want to do it without it popping off, and it popped off. Oh, this one, how about this one? It popped off. See? That's the one thing I don't like about this figure. Bring out the arms, rotate at the bicep, detach this, bring these around. The head hinges here, but this pops off very easy. I never even noticed that that popped off. I thought I broke it, but no, it's just clips on there. This kind of automorphs up. Bring this down, bring this up, and I don't like this hinge. Like, I wish maybe there was another hinge that can collapse this, you know, make it more flush. Then there's the Then I just pop these on. It's just... So to me, this shoulder or the door panels are the weakest part of this figure. And then here he is in his robot mode. And he is very posable for an old classics figure. He does have a lot of articulation. Shoulders swivel, bicep swivel, wrist swivel, waist swivel, ball joint, legs, knee swivel, and actual ankle tilt. You do kind of have to balance him just right though. So there he is. I never cared for his head swivel. It just looks odd. You know. But overall, he does look cool. So there he is. And here he is with the classics Bluestreak. And I actually was able to part swap one piece, and it was actually the hips themselves. I did mention in the Earthrise video how I did not like how this kind of locked in there, but the Henkei has a smoother hip joint, and so I swapped it. And what was cool is it was fine for this figure. So I think, I don't know, it was the right combination, because I can still feel that detent here, but it's not as hard as if when it was on the classics piece. So I'm actually feeling pretty good about this. You know, so it actually improved both figures by doing that hip swap, and it's the exact same piece. You know, so same paint apps and everything. So yeah, so I was able to improve both figures by doing that part swap. Now I can't do this one. It's pinned in a way so that it just feels like this piece was the final piece to be put together before it was pinned, and you can't remove that. I'm sure there's a way, but it's not worth the risk for me to do that. But yeah, if I can do part swaps to at least make one of my figures better, I will do that. And if it happens to make both figures even better, great. There they are. Here's the Earthrise. And I remember in the G1 intro, I loved how it was one of the Seekers fighting one of the Autobots. And I just watched it, and it turned out it was Skywarp versus Jazz. Skywarp grabs Jazz, throws him away. Jazz lands and transforms into his car mode, drives back at Skywarp, and transforms back into robot mode to fight him again. And So I don't know. I remembered it wrong. I thought it was him actually, but it was Jazz. So here they are, looking good together. And then there's my classics one. So I like that scale. You know. So even though this is much more accurate, I think that's just too off. It's too small. I like this scale, so another reason for me to keep my classics figures. I like that combination, even though my shelf has the Earthrise figures on there. And I'm not gonna bother with these. Yeah, there he is, the very old Henkei Bluestreak. I never did a video of this figure alone or a side-by-side comparison. One of the reasons I started doing these type of reviews way back when, I noticed a lot of the reviewers, when they had the Henkei version, they would always say, oh, I sold the classics version so I can't do a comparison, and that kind of annoyed me. So that's why I started doing just regular reviews, not my custom videos, but my regular reviews, because I wanted to show a side-by-side comparison of the classics and the Henkei. And now, the classics, Henkei, and Earthrise, Legacy, whatever you want to call them. In recent videos, I was able to do like all three, if I happen to have the Henkei versions. So here's a good example where I can show all three versions side by side, and in some cases the masterpiece. But yeah, I never actually did a Bluestreak video, so here they are, and here he is. Thanks for watching.